guys so much for coming. You can We're so excited that you're here this evening. Before we get started, I just wanted to introduce you to our writers. We have something really unique this time. We have Blake Kirkpatrick and Sam Nemri wrote our play, and so I just wanted to let you guys see them. It's been so fun. When they, in the fall, they came. You guys can come up here so people can actually see you. In the fall, they asked me what I thought about them writing a play, and I kind of just blew it off like, oh, sure, whatever. I didn't know that they were serious. And then all semester they said, if we wrote a play and we put this in it, would you approve it? And I said, I don't know. Just let me, if you finish it, I'll read it and I'll ask Mrs. O. And then they just kept asking, so I said, let's just ask Mrs. O because I don't want to be the one to say. So anyway, they gave us copies and they gave Mrs. O a copy and myself, and we read it over Thanksgiving, and I went and met with Mrs. O after Thanksgiving, and she said, it's actually funny. And I said, it's really good. It was much better than what I was imagining. So it's so good. It's so fun, and I hope that you guys get to enjoy this, but I wanted you guys to see them, and I wanted them to get all the credit for this. So anyway, thank you guys for bringing that. All right, so I'm going to pray for us as we get started, and then we'll get going. Dear Father, I just thank you so much for all of these students that have prepared and worked so hard, for Sam and Blake for writing this play. God, I just pray that we would just continue to honor you with the gifts that you've given us. And each of these kids have worked so hard, so I just pray that you would be glorified through that. Help us to have fun and enjoy this night, and help us glorify and honor you in all we do and say. Amen. And then last thing real quick, I know there's a chance of weather. I am watching it. I'm not, but I have people watching the weather and letting me know. But we are, if there happens to be tornadoes coming, we will go to the high school building. We'll stop everything, go to that, and then we can resume when things are great. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But if it does, we do have a plan. So just wanted to let you know. All right, we'll get started.
Hi guys, thank you guys for coming out this evening. We are really, really excited, like Ms. Winkle said. We're so proud of Blake and Sam for what they've given us. And we'd like to just thank everyone who came out again, and thank our production and our band, our wonderful band that came today. And now, your host for this evening, Connor Gregg.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out to the show tonight. We got a fantastic lineup of guests with our fantastic band in the studio. Please give a warm hand to Harrison and the Chumps, everybody. Got a fantastic lineup of guests to talk to, but first let's get out our current events section out of the way. First off, in travel, American Airlines, with shrinking seat sizes on their aircraft, has now released a brand new Economy Plus class. This class involves passengers being dragged from behind the plane from a rope. In a statement made by the company's CEO, they proudly boast that they at least are not Spirit Airlines. In other words, the World Climate Organization has now announced their plan to phase out fossil fuels by the time that the Earth runs out. And at this time, the World Climate Organization will make a revolutionary change to something other than fossil fuels. And now, the World Climate Organization will be having their next meeting on a starcraft headed for the sun. On to politics. The National Debate Foundation has now announced that they'll be adding life alert buttons to debate podiums. This is due to the increasing number of elderly politicians falling down at the worst possible moments, making that this button may not be far off to be used in upcoming debates. Now with our current events out of the way, on to our lineup of guests for tonight. Up first, we have our animal expert in the studio with us to talk about the fascinating animal, the panda bear. Please welcome to the stage, Eve Sterling, everybody.
In the presentation, bear for the kids for change.
Eve, thank you so much for coming out tonight. So, tell us about your findings of these extraordinary creatures.
Well, they really weren't that amazing. I mean, they're cute and all, but after spending 3 years with them, that was a bloody game.
Now, Eve, in your new book you've written, you talk all about the panda's habits, such as where it eats, where it lives, and what it does.
Well, first off, I'm sure you haven't even picked up that book until now. And it is plain, they didn't do anything at all. The panda bear is a very solitary creature. It doesn't do anything but roll around in the jungles in China and eat plants all day because it's crippled and veganous.
Eve, I understand that you have a live panda in the studio for us to see tonight?
Now, why in the world would I bring a live panda bear into the studio?
Well, that's what you told our producers.
Yeah, that's what I told your producers because they were going to bring one of those vile creatures in here themselves.
So do you have any interesting facts you'd like to share?
They're only endangered species, listen. Soon they'll all be gone.
Right, so...
You know, I don't even understand why panda bears aren't extinct already. They don't really have anything good going for them, not even themselves.
And why do you say that?
Well, let's see. The panda bear only digests 17% of what it eats every day. They're carnivores and vegan, so they're just eating enough food to stay alive. If a mother cub has twins, she'll only choose one cub to raise, and the other baby has to risk the mother rolling over it at risk of becoming a black and white pancake.
Wow. So
You know what? Forget it. I'm the one who eats my own life. It's the most useless animal on earth. If I had to go back in time and tell myself, a young panda-loving girl, one thing, I'd just say, give up. Just give up. Let the panda bears take their place on the extinction list. I'm leaving now.
And join us next time where we see Eve Sterling's findings on teaching a panda about its own mortality and that it will someday die. Up next, I understand many of you in the audience today have a fascination for cooking. Well, here to spark your interest, we have the world-renowned and famous chef in the studio, Chef Fonzoli, everyone.
So excited to be here.
Chef, thank you so much for coming out tonight. So, in your new cookbook you've written, you creatively entitled No Brains, No Thoughts, Just Ravioli with Chef Fonzoli. A cookbook by Chef Fonzoli.
Oh, yes. The book contains a variety of delicious and nutritious options for cooking. These options range from Italian to American and even Asian.
A fantastic variety. So, what inspired you to become such an avid chef?
Well, one day when I was young, I baked some cookies. Do you know what I did to those cookies?
What did you do to
I
those
burnt them. They were black as the night. And I got so mad that I picked up one of those cookies and I chunked it across the room and it went straight through my mother's stained glass window that she paid $400 for. She was very upset, okay? And it went straight through that window, straight through my father's car's windshield. Yeah, it was an expensive day. But after that kind of got my anger out a little bit. But I sat down and I ate every last one of those cookies. Because no matter how awful, horrible, nasty, disgusting, awful they were food. Even if no living being, not even the rats, should ever consume them, they were food. And I created them. And that meant that I was a chef. So here I am.
Wow. That's great, chef. I mean, I just might try some of these recipes at home. They look fantastic.
Oh, yes, they are. In fact, that reminds me, I have a demonstration for you all tonight.
On me? Oh my.
Oh, you got a little stuff there, sugar. All right. Okay. Don't shock yourself, all right? Get a little buzz in there. Get some energy. All right. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So what you're gonna do is get your can of ravioli, and you're gonna wanna. Okay, they didn't give us a can opener, but I think we can manage. Would you mind? Yeah, please.
Yeah, just.
Oh, thank you, darling. You are so strong. Okay. So, what we're gonna do now is get your bowl. Oh, okay. And pour the ravioli in there, just like. And you have to kind of back up like that because it'll splash on you. I mean, that was stain. You know, I don't know what's in it, but I'm guessing it's gonna stain. All right. Okay, I think we're almost there. Okay. Okay. So next, this is the real important part. You have to spread it around even. You want it real even. No fractions, all right? Okay. All right. Because if you don't do that, the meat inside the ravioli will be cold as ice. And nobody wants cold meat in the ravioli. It's just nasty, all right? Okay. Okay. So next is the fun part. You're gonna open the microwave. Go ahead. Take the bowl. Yes, just like that. Perfect. And put the we are not starting no fires today. Right? Okay. Put the bowl in the microwave. Close it. Yep. And press start.
Maybe how long do I cook it for?
45 seconds, darling.
All right. Well, chef, are all your recipes this simple?
Oh, yes. Anyone can cook. It just matters how well and if you got all parts of your hand. Yes.
Never mind.
Okay, so wait. Okay, open it up. Oh, careful when you get it out, because you might get burned, all right? Nobody wants spoils on their hand. Oh, perfect. Okay. That is hot. Okay. So, this is the real fun part. My favorite. The garnish. And now you're done.
You know, Chef, that looks fantastic. That was really one of the most emotional moments of my life.
Oh yes, cooking can be very emotional. Watching your beautiful dish go round and round and round again in the microwave not only turns the ravioli around.
Ravioli?
Yes, that's what I said. It turns people around. No matter who you are, where you've been, what crimes you've committed, what you are, you can make a can of ravioli, you know. Let the microwave turn you around. Look at me. I used to be able to just cook toast. Now that's so lame. Look at me now. I can make an entire can of ravioli.
Ravioli.
Yes, that's what I said.
Well, Chef, you are a miracle worker. Chef Fonzoli, everyone. next we have our scientist in the studio. He's best known for his attempts to bring back the dodo bird and his failure to tackle the question of if cereal is a soup or not. Please welcome to the stage, Dr. Hans. Thank you so much for coming to the show. So, tell us about your career. What do you do and why do you do it?
I am a theoretical physicist. I have worked all over Europe and across the world, learning from unique scientists and some of the greatest minds of our day.
What inspired you to become such an avid? Now, what inspired you? Who inspired you?
The geniuses of the past, such as Newton and Einstein, brought about a fascination and adoration of science in me. These men were the ones who asked some of life's biggest questions, such as, is cereal a soup? Is ketchup a smoothie? And is water wet? If they could make such great discoveries with such little information, imagine what I could do. And today, it is my spectacular honor to present to you the absolute peak of my work.
It appears the doctor has brought a rather large machine with him in the studio. Doctor, could you please explain to me, or us, what this is? I'm sure we're all dying to know.
This device is a time machine, and I built it myself.
Right. Okay. So how did you invent such a time machine?
I extracted baby quantum chicken feathers.
What?
I said I extracted baby quantum chicken feathers. Don't look at me like that. You don't believe me, do you? Here, I'll prove it. Watch this.
Where am I? What's going on? What are you wearing? What has happened? You're not Jefferson. You're not Franklin. What is going on? What's happening? I don't understand what's going on. What's happening?
Relax. Don't be alarmed.
Hey, I don't think we're doing that bad, Mr. George Washington. I think we're following perfectly in your patriotic footsteps.
Really? How is that?
Well, we have two political parties that absolutely hate each other, and gas prices are to the moon.
What does that have to do with the moon? What are parties? What is going on? What have you people done in my country? We went to war over unjust taxes on paper and tea. Now look at what you
Okay,
guys
Mr.
are...
President, time for you to go back to Valley Forge. Where you go now?
Hey, president has a nice ring to it.
Just put a guy in. See? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it appears that this hunk of garbage works. Oh my gosh, I do so many things. Who else could we bring back?
Anyone you would like.
And I can do so many things with. Dog, hand me the remote. Let's get the show on the road.
Sir, this is not a toy. It's a real machine.
Yeah, it's a money-making machine. Make the thing do the thing again, Doc.
Sir, this could wreak havoc on our past, present, and future. Look, you don't know what you're...
Hey, Doc. How about this? How about make another machine? One that could find out when I asked. Yeah? Let's do this.
And now, let's commence the sequence.
Next guest seems to be, is that Amelia Earhart?
Who are you? I'm sorry, everything's been happening so fast.
Come this way, Miss Earhart. Please have a seat.
Thank you. If I may ask, where am I?
That doesn't matter. What matters is that you're here. So could you, tell us how you arrived here?
Well, I was just about ready to get on my plane and try to circumnavigate the globe, but I just simply couldn't find my map. The weird thing was, I remembered where I placed it, but it's almost like it disappeared or something.
Well, that's not the only thing that'll be disappearing.
Excuse me?
Nothing. Inside joke, you wouldn't get it.
Sir, I don't have time. I've crossed 8 left points already, and
Okay,
now...
trust me. Be way better if you didn't.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Miss Earhart, will invisible airplanes ever be a thing?
Well,
I just can't see them taking off.
That is literally the worst joke I've ever heard, besides you.
Yikes, that's uncalled for.
You know, I've been a lot of places, but I've never seen a place like this.
That's because you're in the future.
The future? Wow, time really does fly. I didn't know I'd been looking for my maps for that long.
No, you're not in the future. This is all a dream. This never happened.
You're a bit of a strange fella, aren't you?
Yeah, he gets a bit delusional sometimes.
Sir, I don't know how I got here or what's happening, but please, leave me be. Did you bring me here? Is there any way you could send me back?
Miss Earhart, please, just a few more questions.
Yes! Come right this way, Miss Earhart, and behold my device.
What a strange device this is.
I know, it's made of some tin foil, duct tape, and 26 grams of plutonium.
It's made of what?
Doc, what are you doing? I had more questions, and if she would have stayed here a bit longer, we could have saved her from her own demise. We could have fixed history.
That's not how time travel works, buddy. We can't fix history, as history has already happened, and therefore it is fact. To change history would also change our future.
But history is flawed. With the machine you made, we can make history better, and if we make history better, we can make our present better.
No, we can't fix our present by deleting parts of history.
Aren't you creative? Whatever you say. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage our favorite queen star history, our undoubted and undying queen, Queen Elizabeth II, British monarch, Queen Victoria, Russian Empress Catherine the Great, Egyptian Queen Cleopatra, Queen Elizabeth I, and French Queen Marie Antoinette.
Why am I here? I have a country to live in now that I'm queen, and I think I'd better get back. I couldn't tell you why we're here, how we've come to be here, but I have work I should be doing.
It's not like we British queens do anything anyways. I'm from a belief that if we are ordained by God, we might as well rule. Or at least my husband is the 16th of the rule. Marching and dancing is more of my style.
Just serve the minute queen from Giuseppe. Then you'll become emperor.
Well, I married my brother.
Oh, baby. Sounds like you have some family issues. I have a sister who wants to kill me.
Sweet, same here.
Well, it seems like roses in industry and culture. All France does is war and fight and ruffle and war and fight and ruffle.
Oh, that sounds like so much work. You see, as queen, I have to make sure my hand is just right for all the people I have to talk to. And look at you in your scrappy clothes. It's like you people don't even try to look like above people.
You know what? You're right. It is a lot of work. And that's why it's just best to hijack the politics of higher countries like Rome rather than go to war. Don't you know?
Don't you people know that working is for the peasants? Why would any of you work when we're supposed to be fighting on the backs of the labor? You people are insane.
And so what happens when our people revolt because they have no power?
You crush them like that.
Sorry.
It's all right. A queen should strive for the love of her people, not the fear. A queen should be an admirable person who is an advocate for her people, not the opponent. If any country doesn't love their queen, then their queen is doing something wrong.
Oh, Rome. I mean, Egypt loves me.
The French people love me. They often break into our palace and chant in, yes.
That's not quite right.
Oh, Victoria, shut the inquiry mouth. My people overcome their palace walls just to get a glimpse of me. Do your people love you to do that? I don't think so. If that isn't love from the people, then I don't know.
You're right. You don't know what that is. Your people probably hate you because you're the one who ruined their lives. All you do is spend their hard-earned money and waste.
We must keep ourselves composed. The most utterly elegant fashion, Victoria.
Well, maybe being composed means taking action. I think every country should form a coalition to annihilate France.
Agreed. It is time for the 15,981st coalition against France.
No, there will be no coalitioning and no annihilation of France today.
When did you join the conversation?
Okay, I'm really sorry, everyone, but can someone please explain to me what a France is?
You know what? Who cares about your great issues? The only reason you are where you are right now is because of your ancestors. He said nothing. Anyways, all people do is ruin things through your actions while other people break their backs to give you the ability to ruin things.
He's right. Maybe the Queen of England should just be a figurehead of the country, just representing the country and serving as an ambassador.
People are crazy. You know what? That's it. I'm going to leave and I'm going to have a slice of cake and I'm going to buy a new wig and I think our palace is a new room.
She does not need another piece.
I don't know about you all, but I think she has some issues.
I mean, really, what kind of queen says such a thing to another? It's inconceivably unwise.
Exactly. You know, I don't think I'd mind if this lady sat down for another 10 hours.
Okay, I don't think we have the time, nor would we like to spend any time. Thank you, Your Majesty, Your Majesty, Your Majesty, Your Majesty, and Your Majesty for joining us today. And join us next time where we find out what happens to Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette.
Cut, commercial break.
What is it with monarchs these days? I feel like they kind of just, sit there to be there.
Like a news reporter.
Yeah, kind of like a news reporter, I guess. Except the news reporter acts out in the interest of all the people and no, wait, they are like monarchs.
Okay, sir, I don't have to embarrass you in front of such an audience, but this child's play must come to a halt. I mean, now all those queens want to destroy France because of Marie Antoinette. Think about how that alone will affect world history. Every action we take with that machine affects things for the worse, never for the better. I shouldn't have even brought it, to be honest, but look where we are now.
Okay, hey man, I think we're doing a pretty good job. Maybe altering history can be beneficial if we think about it. We can swap up history into a super cool mix of twists and turns, and history can become an epic action movie for us to watch.
No, I don't think you're getting this.
Oh, and straight away, here comes Joan of Arc.
English garbage!
Ooh, wait! None of that.
Are you afraid to face me in a duel? Hush, I've been solely appointed as the ultimate commander of the French army by the Pope himself. Under my supervision, the Kingdom of France has reached new heights and smashed past every limit that stood in our way. None have the capability to stop me, and my enemies tremble at the sharp sound of my voice. Do not become one of them. I'm the one who stopped the English invasion of France. I'm the one who claimed victory at Orleans during the 100-Year War, and I am the one who will bring England to its knees. And though I was previously rejected by the local magistrate, I continue to push forward. Rather than give up and seal my fate, I move further beyond. Now with my strategic skill and tactical power, the Pope will make me a patron saint.
What does skill and power have to do with becoming a saint?
I've been ordained by God to carry out victories. The Lord has chosen me to lead France against England, and if that is His will, then may He let me fulfill it, or may I become a martyr.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Once, after the Pope has made me a patron saint, I shall journey to the four corners of the earth to claim victories for the cause of Europe. Whether it be China, Turkey, or Antarctica, I will bring everywhere under European control.
She wasn't successful.
What did you say?
He wasn't, said nothing. He's said it's very successful. Conquering countries isn't easy.
Are you sure that's what he said? You know I have a good time punishing liars.
Okay, I'm sorry. I won't speak it. I'll stop. I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm not feeling so merciful today. Are you ready to meet your demise?
No, I
Take this!
Wait, don't! No! Have you ever tried a Snickers? You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Thanks, Doc.
No problem. Hey, can you please talk for a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Are you out of your mind? Look, you're just a normal person, but you could have died. Trust me, I don't want that type of guilt on my shoulders. No one, not even you, should have to pay the price for this insane game you're playing. Please, humbly asking, just stop this.
Save it, Doc. Why are we bringing even these kind of dangerous people on here anyway? Who is? Who is this?
Napoleon.
Dynamite?
No, Bonaparte!
Oh, you mean short guy who invaded half of Europe just to compensate for his biggest case of little man syndrome to ever exist?
Careful, this guy's short-tempered.
Short? What do you mean short? I'm not short. I'm average for my time. I don't know how you know, you piece of rotten Swiss cheese. I have never lost a battle. My grand door is larger than life itself. The French flag is always advancing. Just sometimes in the wrong places, but we're working on that.
Mr. Bonaparte,
Many people from the colonies here, I see.
You're in America, Mr. Bonaparte. Sorry.
You know how I can get to Europe from here?
Oh, no.
no idea. Sir, so...
English people get it wrong every time.
is short-tempered.
I'm not short!
Emperor Bonaparte, so where are you from?
You see, I was born on a small island called Corsica. However, I moved to France to join the glorious legion and undefeatable military.
So how did you become the emperor?
I gloriously rose to power by marching into a crowd of bloodthirsty politicians, and then I denounced them and held them under the name of liberty until they named me the first consul of French. After that, I found the crown of France in the gutter, baked it up with my sword, and the people put it on this head.
To put it simply, you staged the coup.
Yes. However, pretty much everyone didn't like that idea. So you know what I decided?
What did you decide?
I decided I would invade them. And you know what? They can just steal it.
In the way that works, no one can disagree with this. No one left to disagree.
Exactly. But later, I learned that the Russians had been violating the treaty between our two empires. And as a result, I invaded Russia. In winter. My army made it all the way to Moscow until we found that the city had been set ablaze. And after my defeat, I was sadly exiled.
Well, then what did you do?
I did it again! I went back to France after I escaped from my island prison.
They didn't try to stop you?
No, the idiots forgot to put someone in charge of the military, so I just walked right in.
I see. I hate when that happens, I guess.
Yeah. So you know what I did next?
What did you do?
I started invading everyone again. Got all the way to Belgium and at Waterloo.
What happened at Waterloo?
The British once again objected to my aspirations, and I was once again forced into exile. And there I remain until now.
So, in your life, would you say you had any regrets?
Well, I have one.
And what is that?
I should have burnt this evening brother to the ground!
Okay, so, where did you come from, recently? I know you sort of found yourself here, your lordship, but,
Finally, I am free from my island prison! I am free!
You just noticed you're not on an island anymore?
I am free! I have escaped for the second time now! I am the best!
That's great, okay, well, what do you plan to do now? That's your...
I'll do it all again!
No! That's not about to happen. Right now, it's time for you to go back into exile.
Silent! Who are you? You white those decreted to hold me back from my destiny! I will never return to that dreaded island! I am the ultimate! I am justice!
What is happening any bigger?
You see that?
That?
This! I want it now!
No!
I want it!
You can't have that!
I want it! I will get the new empire! And that's one will occupy the entire globe!
Oh no.
Who is that?
King George III.
Hold on, you've been out late again. It's time to go back to exile where you belong.
No. Just a few more minutes.
No, you've had your chances. It's past your bedtime. We're going home.
Don't go any closer.
Or what? You're 5'7". What are you gonna do, short sack?
Go back. Pretend like you don't see me. Oh, no, mommy.
And if I went home, yes, everything.
I'm starting to see a recurring trend between the French and the British. And ladies and gentlemen, before our next guest, I would just like to say...
We need to talk.
What are you doing? I can't listen.
Look, the time machine is growing unstable. Its quantum algorithm is making it bring people from the further past and jeopardizing the timeline. Look, if we don't do something, it will.
Okay, you know what? I feel like every time you smart people try to say something that sounds smart, you just throw quantum in it. We're here for a good time, Doctor, not to hear your remarks on science and unknown and logistics.
You're in budget.
Whatever. Forgive the interruption, ladies and gentlemen, but as they say, the show must go on. Oh, and the doctor wasn't lying. She's back. Come, Miss Kirkpatrick, please have a seat. So, Miss Cleopatra, Cleo, what are your opinions of the pyramids of Giza were built by aliens?
I'm sorry, aliens?
Illegal immigrants.
Well, first off, what's an immigrant? Why aren't they illegal?
Oh, you mean space?
Yeah, what else do I mean?
Our pyramids weren't built by space aliens or illegal immigrants. They were actually built by, oh my gosh, is that a king? Come here, come here, come here.
Gertrude, put your cat on a leash!
I'm sorry, he likes to wander.
Why do you have him in the studio?
Because playing is good.
These creatures do not belong on leashes. They bring good luck and fortune. Don't you know?
No, he actually picked my shit this morning.
Get it off the stage!
No, I took this cat and I took Rome, so I'm a queen, I can do whatever I want.
Can you help me up here?
Someone help, please.
Cleopatra, give her the cat back, please.
No.
Yes!
No.
Hey, look over there. Is that guy Julius Caesar?
Thank you, Miss Cleopatra, for that. Now get the cat off of my stage! What's his name?
His name's Joe. Joe Mom.
Get off my stage! And you too. Bye.
Really professional, guys.
Shut up! And the question as to who built the pyramids of Giza still remains unknown.
That's the issue. Don't you understand that the more people we pull from the further past, the more likely it is that they will come into our timeline and alter it? The machine must be fixed, and if you don't let me fix it, who knows what will come out of it next?
Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the technical difficulties we're having with the doctor's microphone.
The machine keeps going back. It needs to be fixed.
No, it's fine. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The machine's fine. And on to our next guest, we have...
A Tyrannosaurus! And the T-Rex!
Enough for this!
Shut it! Shut it!
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this short intermission.
Our game show segment. One volunteer from the
Me!
You, sir, come on up here. Give our guests a round of applause. Go ahead and spin the wheel for me, sir. Oh, and it looks like you want a brand new car. And Attila the Hun has won our game show segment for the night. On to our next guest, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It appears the doctor has fixed his machine. We apologize sincerely for that brief interruption, but the show may continue. And for our musical act of the night, in the unprecedented absence of our band, as our stand-ins, we have the world famous Ludwig van Beethoven and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
It's Mozart.
I don't care.
Nein! Nein, von Anfang an.
Was?
Von Anfang an. Nein, starte in Tag.
Mit welchem Beat soll ich anfangen?
Der erste, welches andere würdest du? Du bist eine Frau, den Mensch eigen tagen. Sofort tagen, Menschen tagen.
Was? Das ist nicht meine Schuld!
Bist du schuld? Du sollst dein tagen.
Nein, du bist der Taub! Du willst mich nicht respektieren! Du bist nicht eine schlechte und dumme Person!
Mit deiner Schuld.
Obwohl ihre Deutsch falsch ist, ist bei dir versuchen zu verstehen. Ende, komm mir entgegen!
Nein, son tagen. Mit dein, nicht du. Nein. No, yeah, no. You shouldn't know it. It's my target.
Security!
You have a funny wig. 9. Visual target shows items.
And there will be no music flags for tonight. We apologize for any inconveniences most likely caused you. And up next, you know her best from her work on chemistry and radiation. Please welcome to the stage Marie Curie.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, where are you going exactly?
Well, I was isolating a pure radium until I somehow jumped here, but I mean, radiation can't be that powerful, can it? Could it be that my experiment teleported me here? Oh heavens!
Miss Curie, please calm down. I'm sure everything will pan out eventually. Please tell us a little bit more about what you felt like occurred.
Well, I was just sitting down peacefully doing my experiment. Oh, how lovely it was. Radiation is a beautiful thing, you know. Nevertheless, about an hour into my experimentation, a great blue light descended upon me. It spiraled over and over, and I could have sworn I saw a few people from the history books, but I'm not sure. The light seemed to twirl and spiral continuously for eternity until I felt there's some sort of hole, and now I find myself in a strange place.
Could you please repeat what you said about radiation, Will?
Oh yes, it's a beautiful thing. One of the prettiest phenomena in the universe, no doubt.
Do you really know what that stuff can do?
Why, yes. It's been giving me fine dreams every night. In fact, I do believe that it has sharpened my senses quite a bit. Its shine and luster cannot be denied, and I wouldn't mind to handle it for days on end. Actually, look at this!
Miss, put that thing away.
Oh, do come on. You know that you want it. This is the birth of heroes, the revolution of science, and the key to utopia.
Oh!
Radiation is the cure to everything. It is what modern medicine will be in the future. Just wait until we can split an atom of medical miracles. That can
Modern medicine! Okay, time for you to get off, man.
Consider the characters of the French Revolution to resisting radiation. I don't think it's gonna get any better talk. Maybe we should bring out like Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton just to see what happens.
No! This is all getting worse!
Everyone's having such a fun time at Zoo in that blabbering mouth of yours.
Hey, keep in mind, I'm the one who invented the machine in the first place. I keep on trying to warn you, but you never listen. But whatever. It's your loss, pal.
I'm crying. Whoa, and straight away, here comes our next guest, the honest Abe himself, Abraham Lincoln.
What is this place?
Hey, don't worry about it. We're doing a show.
Your show, like a theater?
We have to cover it.
What year is this?
It's the year 1 trillion.
1 trillion, that must be impossible.
That's because it is. It's actually 2022. Nothing's changed.
You mean to tell me 200 years has passed and nothing's changed?
Oh, it's long. I'm kidding. Everything's changed. Now we have technology.
Well, you must tell me everything that happens in the future. What happens?
I can't tell you that, but I can tell you one thing.
What's that?
Never, ever go to the theater. Not once.
But why? Theatrical work is some of my favorite pastime.
And trust me, just don't do it, because...
Hey, look, let him do it. I know it's not easy like that. Things happen when we know they're going to occur. We just have to let it slide. History is history. Happened once, must never be altered again. You are free to go, Mr. President. Gentlemen.
You know what, Doc? You're a monster. I could have saved his life and you stopped me.
I have to do what's right! Look, it even hurts me, okay? I know how tempting it is, but history must never be altered, no matter what. What are you doing here? I thought I just sent you back.
Oh, believe me, where I went back was not in England. It was so much better.
Where did you go?
Well, I wasn't sent back at all. Instead, I found myself in this place, called them Mole.
Oh, no. What did you say? Did you attract attention to yourself? What did you say? What did you do?
Calm down. What's the matter?
And people know about this machine, things to be bad. Do you understand? Especially people know that historical people are walking among us. It could be hysteria.
Well, I found this strange article of clothing. This sweater with hood. Oh, and I found this device.
Oh my goodness, it's worse than I thought.
Yeah, I bet we can make these in England, but I'm not sure if we have the ability to do it. These could completely change our phone booths.
No, you don't know what that is. It's
a miracle, that's what it is. I can communicate with anyone I want now, thanks to Apple. Such a strange name. Has nothing to do with this thing.
She's seen way too much. She needs to go back before she learns even more about her future.
But I don't want to go back. I want to stay here. Here you have phones, TVs, and McDonald's. Oh, have you ever been there? I just tried it. We need that back in England.
Well, you're going to have to wait a few years.
But I want it now! As soon as I get back, England is getting phones and the McDonald's.
Sounds good to me.
Don't encourage her. This is a very bad thing. Now, as soon as she goes back through there, she's going to tell everyone about the iPhone and McDonald's.
Oh, and I also looked up every BuzzFeed tip on how to be immortal.
Whoa!
Okay, now we're going too far.
Yes! Long live the Queen! I will outlive all of you with the power of avocado toast and tea.
We have really messed up.
I am inevitable! Long live Queen Elizabeth!
Then she took that personally.
It's time for you to go back.
No!
Yes!
No, I'm not going to!
You have a country to rule over now. Isn't that what a queen is supposed to do? Be with her people at all times. I thought you were going to make the English people love you.
Well, I suppose you're right.
It may be time to stop now.
Stop? Why?
We just made Queen Elizabeth immortal.
Oh, we can't stop.
Look, we are doing some serious damage to the timeline. Nobody knows what life was like before the show now because we have altered reality.
You need to stop being such a downer, you know that?
So ignorant. Gotta take a breather.
Hi, you seem rather distinct from others you've had. Could you tell us about yourself?
I have determined that there is a strange occurrence taking place namely here, like a monopoly in the space-time continuum.
Okay, now you're starting to be curious. Tell me, are you some sort of time protector or space traveler? Can you tell me the future?
You're living in it right now.
How so?
No, I am Albert Einstein. They may be asking me why am I here? Well, the answer is clear and simple, so bear with me. Using my theory of relativity, I was able to find constants divided both in space and time. Using these constants and through quantum mechanics, I was able to teleport myself through backwards and forwards in time. Time is a linear line. Therefore, I built a time machine.
Stop the cat! You really built the first time machine!
Hey, it was rough around the edges, but it worked. The time machine is now a complete reality, and I felt nothing could ruin the moment. Of course, whenever you mindless children started messing with the delicate balance of space-time, strange occurrences started to take place in my reality.
Well, like, how did you get here?
Well, I was just getting to that. You see, these strange occurrences were able to teleport me to here, to tell you that you're doing something wrong.
Okay, me, okay. Just, what does all of that mean?
Okay, let me dumb it down for you, because you're really dumb, man. And you said if you do not stop your foolish actions, my space or my time will be set in very difficult position.
Let's say that, Einstein. I mean, you may be a smarty pants, but it's not gonna stop me. I'm gonna do what I want, when I want to. Now go.
No.
Go now.
No.
Sir, I was frustrated at first, but now you're being ridiculous. One of the most intelligent men who ever walked the face of this planet has just told you to stop this maniacal game. If all my years of experimentation and research was just for this, you're making me regret ever becoming a scientist. I mean, I was supposed to win the Nobel Prize. now being used as a puppet by a money-making weirdo who doesn't even pay his own taxes. You really started to push my buttons.
Don't be bothered at all by any of that. And let's not let anything or anyone get in the way of the show. I can't wait to see what happens next. Wow, the ratings are soaring.
Well, ratings are soaring, huh? And for our next guest...
Hey, that's my line. You just press the buttons, Doctor. And for our next guest, we...
Margaret Thatcher!
Yeah, Margaret Thatcher.
The British Prime Minister, you know, the Iron Lady. It's just a name.
Miss Thatcher, please have a seat.
Why, thank you for having me here. It is always a pleasure to talk to foreign reporters and hear their fascinating accents.
Foreign reporter?
Yes, of course, you must be from the United States. I have great dealings with the United States and with President Reagan. Have you ever met him?
Ronald Reagan? Well, Reagan has been...
No! We've never met President Reagan.
Oh, yeah, I see. You must be in the realm of foreign reporting only.
So, Miss Thatcher, what distinguishes you from other types of politicians?
I never give up. No matter what the Queen says, or what the people may claim, I rise to every occasion. I relentlessly seek the good and prosperity of the United Kingdom, even when the odds are overwhelmingly stacked against me. I am the longest-serving British Prime Minister of the 20th century, and my will is stronger than I am.
So that's what they named me.
In fact, my will is greater than that of the Queen. Her Highness may have power, but her intellect is minuscule. If the Queen commands me to do something, and I do not approve, I shall simply refuse.
So, what improvements have you made to the United Kingdom since your time in office?
But during my first term as Prime Minister, I made some rather impressive changes to the weak economy that I inherited.
And what problems were there?
Well, the economy was just in shambles. Inflation of our currency was through the roof, and no one could get anything done.
Okay, so what did you do about it?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. In fact, the British government doing nothing was the best cure for all problems. By removing government from business, the problem worked itself out.
Anyway, I guess that kind of works. I mean, yeah. Well, Miss Thatcher, how about you tell us an odd experience you've had as a Prime Minister?
Well, there was this one time that I almost struck the Queen.
Oh, wouldn't that be severe treason, Miss Thatcher?
You're funny. Treason doesn't exist when you're the leader, kind fellow.
Well, okay, well think about that. I mean, if the Queen is above you and you give her a right hook to the jaw, I mean, wouldn't that be the most obvious and punishable form of treason?
Well, I do suppose you're right. I sure hope the Queen isn't around here to hear our conversation, or our relationship may be, well, sour.
You know, you never know when the Queen of England is going to show up. That's something we learned today.
Yes, she does tend to show up at the worst possible moments.
Yeah, let's just go with that.
I mean, yeah, she was like just here.
Here? The Queen? The Queen of England?
I mean, yeah, she was a few hours into being Queen and talking about immortality and stuff. She should have walked.
Excuse me?
Okay, Miss Thatcher, thank you for coming, but I think you should be going.
Any time, you strange bunch of Americans.
What have you done?
What have I done? You're the one pressing the buttons.
Because you're literally forcing me to!
Doc, no one's being forced to do anything. You're just being compelled to against your will. That's all.
I have conquered Persia at last. The name of Alexander shall be remembered for me.
What is that?
What is something on my face?
No, your raiment. It's preposterously bizarre and grotesque. Why have you clad yourself in such odd attire?
What's so odd about it? I mean, you're pretty oddly dressed yourself.
Silence! Do you mock my power?
Here you are again.
What is this? Is this a tail of a fox? And what is this? This circular thing around your neck? Do you bond yourself in captivity to the army yonder?
Call it collar and a tie, Alexander. Look, it's got a little puppy dog. It's a nice little cute.
Oh, the pup. No, I was just confused by your choice of armor, that's all.
Confused by my armor? You're the one wearing a dress.
It's a tunic!
Maybe some things are better left untouched, Doc.
Good, I'm glad you're finally getting this.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I'm sort of figuring it all out. You know, I think today we learned a great number of very valuable lessons today. Lessons about courage, bravery, and honor. You know, lessons about kindness, courageousness, and compassion. Lessons about hope, gratitude.
What are you talking about?
I don't even know. I was trying to sound heroic. You just.
I see. I too stand in front of a mirror and ramble on about how I'm the greatest who has ever lived and how I'm above people who are merely there to be looked down upon. What?
Let's just end this little chat we're having.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to watch and see what happens. I'm really hoping the short little adventure of ours doesn't destroy the world. But for our next guest we have...
Hey! Those are my lines again. Please welcome to the stage.
Sally Ride.
Yes, Sally Ride.
What is happening? How did I get here?
Come this ride. Please have a seat.
Forgive me.
So were you like an astronaut or something?
An astronaut? Not just any astronaut, the first woman astronaut to be exact.
Also, have you ever been to space?
That's what astronaut means! You know, you have the intelligence of this glass of water.
Oh, that stuff.
Yeah, we have the personality of this glass of water. Excuse us, Miss Ride. So, when did you go to space?
Well, I flew to space twice. Once in 1983 and again in 1984. Both times I flew aboard the Space Shuttle Challenger.
I see. And what is space like?
Black. Space is most definitely black.
And what about the Earth?
What about it?
Well, is it round?
My goodness, you people and your flat earth theories. Yes, the earth is round. It's not flat, it's not a coin, it's not a cube, and it's not a donut. The earth is round. R-O-U-N-D, round.
Is it round spelled with an E?
You're beyond incomprehensibly foolish.
You know, if Mr. Otis was your neighbor, I think he'd move. I mean, it is just impossible to underestimate you people. You do have the personality of a glass of water. And I don't mean to be mean, but you're kind of like a lighthouse in the middle of a desert. You're bright, but not a whole lot of use.
Are you serious right now? We have a doctor who invented a time machine. A time machine! And because of that, we've probably become the most, famous talk show in the history of this planet. Don't you dare tell me we're useless. If anything, you have personality of an ostrich. Instead of admitting the truth, you just stick your head in the sand.
Then tell me, what exactly am I hiding from? Why would I have my head in the sand?
It's because you're refusing to submit to mass media ideologies and refusing to admit that the Earth is flat. Australia's not on the Earth either. It's on the backside of the moon. Why do you think the kangaroos there can jump so high?
Oh my gosh! Sir, I thought you were making a wise statement at first, but now we sound like fools! Miss Wright, please don't take me so seriously.
Are you underestimating me too? You really don't think the Earth is flat?
Okay, how did we actually get to this point? Let's just switch the subject.
Fine. Excuse us, Miss Rye. So, let's move on to our preceding question. Do you believe in extraterrestrial life?
Absolutely.
Well, according to your opinion, what do you think they're like?
Well, they're at least smarter than you.
Hey, Doc, press the button again.
What? No, why?
I want to draw.
No, I can't do it!
Doc, if you do not do this, I am going to lose my ever-loving mind!
As if you have it already.
I can't breathe in this thing. So that's me yet, comrades. I have just come from the outer orbit.
Oh, awesome! So I'm going to go toe-to-toe with the ostrich.
If you call me that
Hey
one more
there,
time.
let's settle down a bit.
Hey, why did the sun go to college? I thought he had 1,000,000 degrees. Trust me, it was the American girls who defeat us in space race. As fast as you were, you cannot overcome the Soviet Union.
Why is everybody's personality here like a rock?
That is because rock is strongest in the theater. We never crack under pressure or lose patents for Soviet Union.
Yes, I have a pet rock too. That's Dwayne Rock Johnson.
Yes. At least one person understands the value of rock. Now, will one of you please tell me how I've gotten here?
I see. The age-old question. You were brought here by a time machine which he invented.
A time machine? How can that be?
A time machine? No! What time machine?
It's because our genius is Sally, okay? That's the only logical explanation. The same time machine brought Abraham Lincoln back and made him want to go straight to a theater, and then, long story short, Alexander the Great knocked over my plan.
Yes, so here is like Soviet Union.
Not here, I mean, those guys are the IRS.
The IRS. Is that the IRS?
As a matter of fact, that is the IRS.
Heads up, they probably should know about that.
Quiet, Doc. You've been ruled out. Your presence means nothing. Your words mean nothing. Now be absolutely silent before I call security.
Then maybe it's time I won't be silenced anymore! Mr. Gregory and Miss Wright, if you would be so kind, please exit the machine.
Gladly.
Only a matter of time until someone goes to that machine and comes back and seriously damages the timeline. At your current rate, you can give information to people who aren't supposed to know anything. I mean, now, Alexander the Great wants to work, and Alexander the Great knocked down your plant, and then now Yuri Gagarin might want to work for the IRS because of you. You understand what you're doing now? Become a mindless monster whose sole purpose is just to get ratings up at the cost of facts and the cost of logic. At this point, you might as well become a news reporter!
Okay, that was too much. You know what?
What?
I myself think that everyone else in the room, including myself, can agree with me, myself, and I, that you've dabbered on for far too long. Why are you just standing there? Like, get the next person on stage or something.
No, I won't do it. That's it, I'm taking my machine, and I'm leaving.
No, you're not. Here, just give me that.
Look at what you've done! It's broken! Oh, no.
Why am I back here?
Excuse me? How did you call me? This is not part of the itinerary.
Oh, no.
We're back here! There he is!
Excuse me, sir.
This is what you get for not letting me go to Prussia!
What do you think I'm going to do?
I'll do it faster!
Hey guys, I'm sorry for losing my
Now come to remain even!
Thanks, Dad.
Not helping!
You're doing a great job.
This is bad.
This is very bad. Almost like that one time when Power invaded my country.
No, it's not that bad. It's kind of like that.
It is sort of. In fact, I feel it too.
The king is no more. Time to stay up late and invade as many countries as possible.
No.
Hey, that was my plan. You stumpy little cockroach.
Hey, I'm having time for my time.
Oh no, barricade the door! The T-Rex! I think that'll hold it. Wrong door!
Well, there goes my noble prize.
Good news, everything has been returned to normal because human-minded children no longer in control of this machine. Anyway, since I'm not including this stuff, I'm out of here.
You know what, Doc? I think you and I can both learn something from this.
Oh yeah? And what's that?
Don't trust scientists.
No! Look, this is all your fault, and you know it! This machine was meant for good, and you ruined it! All you wanted was ratings. Do you have them now? All you tried to do was change history, not learn from it! And what's worse, you tried to change it to just benefit you, and you alone.
Okay, Doc, my ratings are 1,000,000,000,000 times more important than anything you will ever invent. With what's going down tonight, I'm gonna become the most famous man in, like, all of history. Like, Alexander the Great knows who I am. You don't know my plans. What's so funny?
You know, host, you're one of a kind. I guess I really wouldn't try to trade you for him.
Aw, shucks, that's very kind, but your flattery won't stop me from trying to get my ratings up.
Then that'll be for another time. So I suppose that today we have all learned a rather enthralling lesson, haven't we?
I think we have. Scientists should just, focus on facts from now on instead of flaunt their inventions on live TV.
No! After everything I've done for you, that's all you have to say? I can't believe you. Well, anyways, I have a lot of cleaning up to do. This machine is trash.
Yeah, you have fun with that. And ladies and gentlemen, join us next time with Dr. Hans.
No! I will never come back here again! You are nothing but an anchor of chaos!
Security!
No. Okay, fine, I'll do it!
Yeah, you will. And ladies and gentlemen, join us next time where Dr. Hans will be presenting his work, and if you spend time, then where does it go? Thank you for joining us tonight on our Fever Dream. We hope to have you back soon.
our band again, and production and crew who helped us through all this, and of course Miss Winkle, who is our amazing teacher who we all love. Thank you guys so much.